What is a watching?
All right, check it out. It's Super Bowl weekend here in Houston. We're going to get this recap done from Thursday. I would like to say that I was at the Super Bowl partying, but I was not. Just been super busy and didn't get the recap videos done. But we will be hanging out tonight and tomorrow when the Patriots win. Shout out to my boy Reggie in Georgia. We understand. I don't know what the rest of the world is talking about, Reggie, with all this Falcons foolishness. But, hey, what are you going to say? We're long the Patriots. Let's get them. All right, so today is February the 4th. We are going to recap February the 2nd and February the 3rd. I think we have a total of 8 plays to recap. So let's get on into it. We'll have a motivational video right at the end as well. It'll be a short video, but it's, I think, a pretty solid video. That will be nice. Those 2 days, let's look at the journal, Marathon to a Million. So day 22, which was Thursday, to succeed, keep your goals where you can see them. And here's what's interesting. This Marathon to a Million journal post was penned probably December 2015 or the beginning of January 2016. All right. And I just happened to stumble across like an old Facebook post that I shared with my folks on Twitter today. And well, let's not go there. Let's go look at my media real quick because I want you guys to kind of see something that I found very interesting. Here it is. I wrote this February 3rd, 2011. Now, it's not the same, but, it's very similar. It says, goals give you the ability to be self-directed and in control. Keep them close. Read them daily. This will keep you on course for obtaining your goals. When your mind is focused on achieving specific goals, you will notice reduced stress, increased clarity, satisfaction, and peace of mind. February 3rd, 2011, 5:16 in the morning. I've been getting up early. Nothing new. All right. Now check out this post. To succeed, keep your goals where you can see them. Y'all see a common theme there? All right, here we go. Day 22 said, as we speak about success over and over, you're going to hear me speak about goals. Setting them and focusing in on them daily is so essential to success. I found an easy and very strong technique to keep your goals in sight is to jot them down on top of my daily worksheet. You can also use sticky notes and put them in locations where you're going to see them often, such as the kitchen, on the fridge, in the bedroom, or on the computer. Reviewing your dreams, goals, and visions again and again will help you focus. So if at the beginning of you running your marathon, you wrote down some dreams and goals, but haven't seen them since, I highly encourage you to review them from this day forward and know that to succeed, keep your goals where you can see them. The voice is upon us. Tell everybody hi. All right. You can, baby. She wants to play dress up. Sweet. All right. And then to yesterday's journal post was the need to feed your knowledge account. Bernard, this is big for you. We're building our knowledge account for those who are newer to trading. So you got to at least know what you're looking at when it comes to these charts. So this one probably will come in handy. You don't have to know how to sprint or run, for that matter, to win in this marathon. Nevertheless, to be profitable, you have to know the why. In order to know the why, you ought to build your knowledge account every day with excellent content found on Profitly, YouTube, Google, and in books to sharpen the execution of your plays. Where's Andy? Look at this. I know, Andy, we were talking about this the other day with Andy about a play that he was trying to do with a bracket. Again, this is day 23, written over a year and some change ago. You must also practice that which you learn. The best athletes in the world, Olympians, NFL football players, Kevin Nelson, Ohio State Buckeyes, Major League Baseball players, NBA hoopers, all are the very best at what they do. And guess what? They practice. Why? So that when it comes to game time, they know how to execute that which they practice. That's the one reason people often get worn out and run down when they make unsuccessful plays and get down on themselves. So please be certain that you have the need to feed your knowledge account, whether or not you're starting small or big. Building the knowledge account is level playing field for all, because at the end of the day, from how the compound daily calculator can prove, even the smallest account size can go to the moon if one knows how. All right, to the plays we go. All right, we'll start with fold. I had to fold it on fold. 557 entry, 555 exit, 24 hours and 6 minutes. Holding it overnight, boring trade. We got out at 555, and I guess it was a good time to get out. It did shoot to 540 something, but who cares? It would have been 1%. Nothing special about that. We took the trade the previous day, and it actually shot into the 570s. Came on back to me. We got on out of the trade. Let's see. All right, and PXLW, I like this one. This one was on yesterday or on Friday. Shorted off of the pre-market highs, risking 2% above the high as the stop. We won. Not too bad. I think we ran at 370 and we covered 20 cents later at 350. TENX, this one, solid pre-market entry off of previous resistance. Faded them down 14%. 1.5 cent trail was a solid exit. So not too bad on them. And if you looked at, they had already gapped down significantly. They made a little bit of a bounce. I think in this area right here where it went to basically 90 cents, it dropped. It came back to the 90 cent mark and was dropping again. So that's why I used it as a top after their significant gap down with their attempt to recover. And let's see, CERU. This play should have been closed out way earlier, but glad it finally played out. There was an issue getting feels as to why I held it for possible break, but the 50% retrace was solid down to 133, where actually there was a dip buying opportunity for 15% to the longs. So I actually held mine through late in the afternoon on that one. PULM. I played them 2 days ago. Bull flag breakout. Sig trail got me out at the 6.3. It did run higher, but not before major pullback and loss of profits. So had we not closed it out, to me, it's not worth the risk. Take your profit, go back in later if you need to. I think that you can see I exited probably right there, but you see it also pulled all the way back almost to where my entry was before it shot up to the $7 mark. So we're out early, but that's okay. CDNS, heavier price stock. Only wanted to play for $1. I took profit safely as this was already up pretty big. So we got in short pretty good, but, I'm also respecting the fact that if I'm short, if it starts to do a bull flag, it can go against me. We take profit, and it actually did bull flag and run back up $1 from about the 28 almost up to the 29 mark. So made sense to get out of that trade. Kara, we got 2 solid Kara plays. This is finally got the crack and excited. Matter of fact, where's T-Bone? I think T-Bone, watch this message from T-Bone. Me and T-Bone were talking. Where is it? 4 something in the morning. There we go. There it is. This was probably the day before, maybe. ETRM, nope. There we go. Both of my main short targets finally collapsed today. Kara. Right, been on the list for a while for overextension. When's that failed open coming in? This is the day, this is that morning, 4:52 in the morning. I'm waiting within 10 to 20 days of the beginning of the run-up, which this was probably day number 9 or day number 10 or day number 11. Told you it was 4:52 in the morning when we said it on Kara, and it finally failed its open, and we finally got what we were looking for. T-Bone had a doctor's appointment, and he missed it. I did not miss it. So here we go. There it is. There's that failed open, and we got that thing shot all the way down to 14. I actually took half of the move down, missed a lot to the downside, but I also want to take solid profit. shout out to John. John and Andy were spot on the dip because of the aggressive sell. I know they were looking at possibly dip buying the 15 to 15.50. And, you know, considering that it's the next day, considering what you're going to see on this next day, had they bought that 15.5, they made, you know, 10% on the bounce. And here that is on yesterday, 2-3. Revisit the same high for 3 days now. So actually a triple top, played it safe as this day this day's stop was dead on. So for me, the reason I'm calling it a triple top, we had a top here, we drop, we come back to the top, we drop, we come back to it, we fade it down, we take the profit because you can see that big dip down, really the overall trend is up. So it did actually recover and actually went right back to the 16.8 spot. I think we got short at 16.5. 40-something cents, but we took a heavier size position on them on a Friday morning. I think it took me maybe 15 minutes, 26 minutes total for that play. But respecting the chart because the actual trend was up. And while I wanted it to fade and break once it started touching onto the 16, if it's going to fade and break, it should. I put a tight, maybe 8-cent trail on it, 10-cent trail on it, and it got us out, and we were done with the plays. All right, that'll end a recap. That is both Thursday and Friday. February 2 and February 3. And let's watch this motivational video, and then we'll get on back in here live and see, make sure the Falcon fans aren't crying too much on Monday.
What is a watching?
Hey, yo, when you're on an airplane, before takeoff, the flight attendant always says, in the event of an emergency, an oxygen mask will automatically appear in front of you. If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist the other person. See, life is just like this. Before you try to go and help somebody else, you gotta first help yourself. You gotta secure yourself. Some people may call it selfish, but if you're panting and hyperventilating in life and you're trying to go and help somebody else, I don't care how good your intentions, chances are you're both not gonna make it. See, there's a reason they say secure your mask first before helping even children. That's how important it is for you to be stable first. Because once you're stable, then you can help the child. You can help the old lady, the old man, the teenager. What I'm trying to say is that in life, to be the most help to others, you gotta take the time to secure your own mask, to secure yourself financially, mentally, physically, and most importantly, spiritually. That means you gotta leave friends, family, turn off the game, the award shows, and just be with yourself. Because see, in the operating room, ain't no visitors allowed. No guests, no friends, no family. Why? Because the patient is undergoing a transformation. Well, in that same way, you must get by yourself if you want to transform into your best version. But let me finish with this. After you have your mask properly secured and you're able to breathe, it becomes your obligation, your duty to help others secure their mask. So ain't nothing wrong with being selfish in the beginning, but make sure the end game is to be selfless. Because to be the only one breathing on a plane while everybody else is unconscious will surely put you on a crash course for loneliness and disaster. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today on trial we have modern day.
What is a watching?